Hi guys, Tin Man. New setup. This time we've put our pulse unit in a box. 2N3055. Both the box and the transistor are sitting on a big heatsink, although it doesn't seem to get hot. Not using enough current to get hot. No electrolyte in the water. I have two copper coils, just copper wire stripped back with sandpaper to take the varnish off, wrapped around a screwdriver and chucked in the water. Up here we have a full wave bridge rectifier, two negative and positive going into the AC side, which is also hooked to the two probes. The DC side we're coming out, going into this battery here, our battery voltage and the amps that will be going into it. Power supply, as you would have seen, I toasted this one, haven't fixed it yet, so grabbed Old Faithful out of the cupboard. That's our amps that the unit will be using or consuming. This is the volts that's coming from the power supply. So what I wanted to show you with this situation was, of course, on this coil here is hooked to our negative side. As you can see, the green wire goes back through here and to the collector of our transistor. So of course this one will be giving us our hydrogen, and this one here is supposed to be giving us our oxygen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch this on and show you what happens in this setup. Okay, power's on. I'm wondering if anyone's noticing anything at the moment. As you can plainly see, there's nothing coming off the oxygen side. Not even one bubble forming on the wire. The wires did start off at the same colour. However, the one that's producing the hydrogen starts to go nice and bright. The one that's on the positive side that's supposed to be producing the oxygen starts to go a dark colour. But as you can plainly see, we have no oxygen, only hydrogen. So one of a few things can be happening here. We are producing hydrogen without the oxygen. Now that bears the question, what will be left within the glass once all the hydrogen is gone? If it's both hydrogen and oxygen, how come it's being produced off of one coil only? Now, I've had this running many times today. When it gets bubbles, large ones that I can ignite happening in the top, I did put a bit of dishwashing liquid in there just to allow big bubbles to form. They do indeed go pop, but a very soft, slow burn, not a loud bang you get when you have both hydrogen and oxygen. So it would seem that we're producing hydrogen only here at the moment. That's our voltage in from the power supply. That is the milliamps that the unit is using. Our battery is charging. As you can see, it's gone up from when we started, and it's charging quite well. Now it's being charged both from the pulse goes into the unit, and as you know, the other hydrogen fuel cells inject hydrogen and oxygen into steel plates, and it reforms and produces electricity, and we're also collecting that in between every pulse to charge the battery as well. So here is a scope shot. You can see every time our pulse unit fires, and then after it fires we get this vibration, or multiple pulses once it's switched off, which is also going into our charged battery. And as you can see, each one of those pulses is over half of the voltage of the pulse being supplied by the run battery, or the transformer in this case. But as you will see, at the moment there's 5 to 6 extra little pulses after the 555 timer circuit switches off. So that is what we're also collecting and sending back into our charged battery, which is charging quite nicely. Like I said, it's our voltage from the power supply. That is the milliamps going into the unit. That's into the unit, and of course our unit from our transistor is going onto the negative side of our HHA cell. So it's a pretty interesting effect set up the way that it is. Like I said, it is charging the battery quite nicely, but you'll see that the water's starting to go blue as well. Now I'm guessing that is from the copper wire, but as you can clearly see, even still, there is not one bubble on the oxygen side of the system. We're only making hydrogen, no oxygen, which is very interesting. Okay, so that's what I've got for you now. Just wanted to show you Russ what was actually going on here. I'll share it with all of you, of course. That's the results we have so far. Very interesting. So not much more to see. Need to make a bigger unit, get out my big cell and see if I can get the same thing to happen. The frequency we're running at the moment is the same as I've been using with that single wire charging system, about 1100 Hertz, 1.1 kilohertz. Like I said, and that's pretty close to a division of the frequency of hydrogen, whereas the frequency of oxygen is much higher. It's interesting to note we have no oxygen. Alrighty, till next time, cheers from the Tin Man.